So when you finish installing your VOSViewer and you launch it, you will get an interface like this. So if you look at the first initial video, I show you where you can download and where when you download, you start it, and when you start it, you get an interface like this. So we have to load a file. So we want to create a network analysis. We want to see the the most used keywords and other things in our file. So go to create here, and then when you go to create, we want to create a map based on network data. You want to create a map based on bibliometric data, and the data we download was bibliometric, so we have to select the second option. So when you select this, you click on this, and then we have three options. The first one is supporting file type, Web of Science, Scopus dimension. So if you realize we source our data from Scopus, so we have to select this first option here. So we come, select Scopus, click here to browse to locate where the data is. So I go here and I search for my data. I go to new data and I click on the data set. So when you click on data set, you go to next. So it will take some time to load. Let's wait for it. When you're loading the data for the first time, it's going to take some time to load. So you have to wait, probably take some coffee or take a drink, walk around and come back and wait for it to load. So you have to exercise patience with your first time loading the data set. So when it finishes loading, you will get an interface like this. So we have types of analysis. We have co-authorship, we have co-occurrence, we have citation, we have bibliographic coupling, we have co-citation. So for example, if we want to see citation, you want to see the most cited document, we can use this, and then we pick the document here. If we want to see the most cited source, we can also use and pick the source here. So if you want to do citation analysis, are you looking at the most cited document, or the most cited source, or the most cited author, or the most cited organization, or the most cited country? So first, let's do the most cited document and let's see. So you click here, but first let me show something back here. Yeah. Okay, so once we pick it, there was something about once we're doing the most cited document, that one will not need it now. So we come here, and then here is the minimum number of minimum numbers of citation of a document. So if you want to do for all the documents, or you want to limit to, let's say, document that has, let's say, at least 10 citations. So you have to write this in your analysis. So when you are doing it, you have to be careful. So for example, I want to consider only document that has what, at least 100 citations. So I set this to 100. Now, if you do that, you realize that out of the total document that is 18,732, only 614 meet the threshold. That is, it means that only 614 documents has citations that are more than 100. So we will document this in your analysis. So you have to take note of what you are doing so that you can document it well. So with this, you go to next. So what you have to do here is to ensure that the number here matches with the number here. So for each of the 614 document, The number of citation link will be calculated. The document with the largest number of links will be selected. So let's go here. Now we have here. So these are the documents with the highest what citation. So if you look at this has what 201. This, if you click here, it gives you the graph. But if you want to export this in Excel, just right click here and select all. So always select, and then you click here, and then you export, and it's going to export it in, you can export it in CSV. So this, you can say most cited doc. Then you can export it. When you click on this, it's going to build you a graph. So you can see the graph here of the document with the highest citation have the bigger, let me say, I can see the font size or the circle. So if the bigger the circle, means that there is a document with the highest what citation. And these are the authors. When you put it, you can see down here. Look at here, when I put it, shows the author's name, the title of the document, so the source of the document, so the year that the document was published. So this is how we can also plot of the most cited document. But if you look at this, the graph doesn't look beautiful. So I always say that if you want to look at the most cited document, you can always represent it in tables. So this is the most cited document based on that. So let's do, if you want to export this, you just go here and then you click on save, and you can save it as PNG file with a name, and you save it where you want to save. So let's go back and then do the analysis and then do other way, and let's see. So same thing, same data set. This time we're going to go, so we're going to do citation. We are looking at the source, like the most source, the source with the highest citation. So let's look at it. So we see that minimum number of documents. So minimum number of documents that journal has published in the list that we are looking at. So here we are setting it to 5. When we set it to 5, it means that only journals with documents that are more than 5 will be counted in our analysis. And here we have 642 that meets this criteria. We can also decide to raise the minimum citation. So let's say journals with, let's say this is 270. Yeah. So what does it mean here? What, in doing the most cited journal analysis, we are seeing that journals that have document 5 publication in the area of interest, and in this case is technology in healthcare, and they have 5 papers and they have 70, at least 70 citations. So we have only just 410 of the total source. So out of the 306, out of the 3,677 source, only 410 have at least 5 documents with citation of 70. We can decide to increase the citation to 100, and we have only 350. So we plot this. So check to confirm. Very nice. So this is the source, but look at this. This one is not a source. So this is where it's a mess up. You know, some of these are not source, so you have to try. And age and aging is necessary. You can decide to deselect and remove it. So what you think is not a source. So you see, if you are using this to do the source analysis, you can see that it has a lot of cleaning that you have to do. And that is why, if you recall, when I was teaching you during the workshop, I told you that you can use the Excel to do the source analysis. So that is also when you click on it, it will plot a graph for you and you can get up. So you can see that there are some things that suppose that they are not source, but they are in the list. You have to take your time and clean it if you want to use the VOS for the source analysis. So let's go back again and create same thing, and then dimension, everything is here, and then same data. And now let's look at authors. So the most prolific authors. Now watch, when I select the author, it says ignore document with large number of authors. So if a document has more than 25 authors, this analysis is going to ignore it. If you don't want it, you just deselect it. It means that it's going to include all documents irrespective of the number of authors. So we go here, and then here again, so what is the number of minimum? So the minimum number of document for an author. So it means that in doing the analysis, we are looking at authors that have at least 5 documents. But let's say that I have only 2 documents in that area of research, and my document is most cited. If you put here 5, it means I'm going to be off because I have only 2 documents. So this criteria depends on you. So see, if we set here to 5, we have only 28 authors that have at least 5 documents in this area. So let's reduce this. Now, as we reduce it to 2, we have 400 authors. So whatever you do here, you have to record it, because in your analysis, you have to report what was the threshold that you set. So here, we are saying that authors with at least 2 documents in the area, and let's see here minimum number of citation of an author. So let's look at 2 documents with at least those that have at least, let's say, 50 citations. Yeah, so 73 is going to meet this criteria. You can decide to increase this so that we have the top notch authors. So we increase this to 100. So all authors that have at least 2 documents with a minimum of 100 citations. So we go next. Forget 16, only 16 authors met this criteria. So let's see. So now these are the authors that met the criteria, and these are the minimum number of documents. So you can see somebody have 9 document as this citation. This has 2, and they have this. So you can export it by selecting all and then export all. If you want to plot a graph, you just plot it and it will give you the graph. So as you can see, we have the higher or the thicker, the square tells you the number of citations. So let's do the other one also. So we can decide to look like organizations or countries. So let's see the countries with the most citations. So document with authors. So we select this off. We want to include all documents and not say if the authors are many. So here, threshold, how many documents per country? We say 5. Number of citations, let's say the country with at least 150 citations. 150 citations. So we have only 99. Let's increase it more. So let's make this place 300. Let's see. Yeah. So if we go to 300, we have only this. So let's go here 350. So what does it mean? This means that we are looking at countries that have at least 5 documents in the area that we're doing the literature review, and they have at least 350 citations. And out of the 577 countries in our data set, only 81 met this threshold. So we go here. Now, Canada is here. Canada has this number of documents. We have India, this document. This is not a country, so let's take it off. We have Argentina, we have Australia. So this, then we have Bahrain, we have Bangladesh. So these and the number of citations are here. Mind you, this is not solved correctly because look at the United States has the highest, which is here. So you have United States, you have USA. So you see, this is the same thing. You see some of the issues here. So you see the same thing. So if you report, you have to add this to this because this is US, it's the same. So we can export this. When we export this, for example, let's export this and let me show you something. Let's export it to new data and let's store the country 1, and I'll show you something in CSV. So let's locate where this data is and I'm going to show you something. So new analysis. Did I save it? I don't know where I was saving it. I don't recall where I was saving it. Let me save it again and then recall where we're saving it. New data, clean data. Let me put it desktop for easy identification. So desktop and country. And I'll show you something there. Okay, so let's locate where it was saved. Which is desktop, which is country. Yeah, this is it normally saves in a text file. Yeah, it's how it is. So it saves in a text file, and then we have to copy this and send it to Excel. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Copy this and create an Excel file. And paste. So we have pasted it. So we have the country, we have number of documents, we have citation. We don't need this strength for this analysis here. I prefer to representing the table. Why do I prefer is that let's see what the diagram will give us here. If we click finish, this is the graph we're going to get. So you see that United States is the country with the most cited documents, followed by United Kingdom, and I think India, Australia, and China is also doing well. If I want to represent this in table, I'll come here, select this, and then I'll just go here and sort it from larger to smaller, and this sort it nice. So what do I do here? I'm going to add this to this because this United States, this is USA, they are the same. Yep, so we have to add this document to that, the number, so we can say equals this plus dot, and then so this is the new value, which is 242810. So 248, so 8910. So now we can delete this one. It's of no use to us now, and then we can push this one to this place, or we can meet and then we can delete this. We can add, so we have to add this document to the, because we added the two. So this one becomes this plus, it was 182. So then we can remove this. So this will give us, let's copy this. That is a 7962. So 7962. So let's delete this, move this from here, and then we have this. So this can be the we look at the top most documentation, the top most cited countries with the most documents, and yeah, so we can always use this for the analysis. And be careful when you copy. Sometimes when you copy, it doesn't copy well, so you always have to be careful with that. So now I've shown you how you can do the most cited, the most prolific author, the most prolific countries, the most prolific institution, and the most productive documents. So which authors are most cited, which countries are most cited, and which institutions are most cited. You can use the graph to represent it, or you can use the table to represent it. So now let's see what we can do next again. So now let's see how um, these citation co-citations among the various countries. So let's follow the same thing. We come to co-citation, co-authorship, and we come to country. So let's see how the co-authorship link between the authors and the co-authorship, how they are linked. So here we deselect this so that we include all documents. So we are looking at co-authorship and we are looking at countries. So we go here, next, and we are looking at minimum number of documents of a country, 5, minimum number of citations of a country. Let's increase this to let's say 50. So you have to document all this in your report so that somebody can follow what was done. So we have out of the 577 countries, 122 met these two criteria. So we go here, check whether this and this are the same. We also go through and see if all the lists are countries. If there's not a country, try to remove it. Yeah, my country, Ghana is there, Iran is there, Egypt, we have Peru, Chile. Go through all, see if they are all countries. See, as I told you, see the USA, we have people. So if I was dealing with Python, I would try to combine this in my file before I load it here, so that this USA and the other USA will be the same country. So Costa Rica, what is this a country? This IEEE is not a country. This is center, it's not a country. This is a technology, it's not a country. So where you think that it's not a country, try to institute is not a country. Ecuador, it is. So where you think it's not a country, just remove it from the analysis. So from here, you can decide to export, but we're going to use the graph to see this. So now let's see. You can see that there is, because you see this USA here, you see that's I told you, we have to combine it. So you see that there is a link of co-authorship between the United States and this country. And this is not a country, it escaped us. We should have looked at it and remove this also. So we can also see that there's a link between US co-authorship and then countries like Italy here, and there's a link between Italy and Israel. It means that Israel is doing research with countries like Italy, Germany, and Spain, as you can see. Then when we come here, this is United Kingdom. United Kingdom is doing collaborative research with countries from like Tanzania. I can see it here. South Africa. Let's say India. India is also doing research with Taiwan, with China. So this is how we can plot the co-authorship coupling, trying to see where the authors and the co-authors of documents are coming from. That's cool. So let's see other types of analysis that we can do. So let's go here, follow, same thing, come here, and now let's look at co-occurrence of keywords. So let's see how the keywords are occurring in the document. We can decide to use alt text keywords. We can decide to use index keywords. The index keywords are the keywords the journal do index every paper under. They do classification of the papers that we publish, and they say that this paper fall under this class, this class. So every class has its own keywords. So I prefer always using the author's keywords. Yeah, the author's keywords. That is, I'm trying to look at all the keywords of the various authors and see how these keywords occurs in other words. So if this author published and listed these keywords, how did those keywords occurred? What is the co-occurrence of keywords in all the documents? So we're going to look at which keyword is the most used keyword in the research area that we are interested in, on the or the papers that we download on the based on our topic. So from here, go to next. Then we are here, minimum number of occurrence. So if a keyword occur 5 times, then it should be part of the criteria, but this is too low. So let's increase this to, let's say, 45. So let's say keywords that appears more than 45 times. So we have, out of, this is the total number of keywords. So remember when I was showing the paper, there's a place we gave you a summary of the analysis where we said the total keywords in the document or in the total publications that was downloaded from Scopus is this number. This is where we got the keywords. So when you select this, it's going to give you the total keywords of all the papers that were downloaded. So there is a 226,555 keywords, and out of these 26,555 keywords, only 39 of them appeared 45 times in all the documents. Yeah, so we can decide to reduce it. See, the more we reduce, the more we have money. So let's set it to 40. Let's click here. Check this and this must be the same. Don't forget. Now let's see. So this is the top keywords. So you can take this, export keywords. So let me just, first let me export the top 10 keywords or 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So let me start from here and say deselect all, and let's select this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So these are the most. So let's export selected keywords. So let me put a keyword. So we have picked the most 20 top 20 keywords. So let's go to desktop. Let's look for key. Let's refresh. Look for key. Let's select everything here. Copy. Go to Excel. No, some of the data did not come. So let me check here and then do the right pasting. So we have 1, 2, 3. Because from here, when you are pasting, be careful. Sometimes you paste the wrong thing. So let's go back to Excel. So we have 1, 2, 3 here. It was 20. So let's make it 21. and paste. Yeah. Okay. So now let's do the selection of this and sort it. Go here, sort from largest. So look at this. We can, so this tells you the document ID, gives you the ID of the document where these keywords were sorted from, but that is not in. So let's remove this and then pull this nicely. So we can take this to our document. So it means that of all the keywords that authors do use, the most used keywords is machine learning. The next is health informatics. The other is medical information, healthcare. So this is the top 20 keywords that are used. So you can add this analysis, and then let's also plot and let's see. So let's go here. So wow, so this is the keywords. So this gives us the links between these keywords. So what it means is that anywhere machine learning appeared, these were also appearing. So if I put on machine learning, you can see, so machine learning and data mining, healthcare, and then big data. So this is the first cluster. This next cluster is health informatics. So in health informatics, is COVID, is epidemiology, there is public health. We can do analysis from here and see the cluster. So we can look at the cluster here. So we have 3 clusters here. This is the first cluster, and the keywords in the first cluster is e-health, electronic health records, electronic information technology, Ethernet. So looking at this, what do you think is going on? So if you look at the keywords under the first cluster, is looking at healthcare information management system. That tells you that people are looking at healthcare information management system. If we come to these keywords here, it tells you that people are using technologies like artificial intelligence, big data, data mining, deep learning, machine learning, and natural language to do a lot of processing in the health industry. Here, people are looking at COVID-19 technology, health informatics, mental health. So based on the keywords that under each cluster, it will give you a fair idea of what is going on. But mind you, we did reduce the keywords. So if you want to get here, we selected only the top 20 keywords. So if we do this again, let's do this again, and now we are not going to select the top 20. Yep, what did we do here? Here we set here to, let's say 39 or 40. Yeah, so now let's go here. And we're going to use all these keywords. Yeah, so now you see we get this inclusive of all the keywords that met the criteria that we said. Remember, because I wanted to show you the top 20 keywords, that is why I did select only the top 20 keywords. But here we are including all the keywords. So if you see, this is the first cluster, and see how this cluster is linked with others. So looking at this, you can see the technologies that are being used. Machine learning is being used, deep learning is being used, and what are they using it for? You can see there's a link here. So they were using them to solve issues like when the COVID-19 came. So you can see coronavirus, you can see SARS. So COVID-19 is another cluster. Then we have health informatics is another cluster. Remember, the higher the dot means that the more that keyword occurs within the literature. So if you look at the items here, we have 6 clusters here. and each of the cluster has what? Some keywords. So looking at this cluster, you can make a lot of discussions. Looking at the cluster, you can look at what is going on, what is happening, what are they talking about. So here I can see COVID-19 disease, I can see chronic disease, so I can see e-health. So looking at these classes tells us where focus is going on and where less focus is going on. So we have here health, personal informatics, we have here we have only 5 items, here we have 15. So you can say this area is less studied because the items in this cluster is very less as compared to the other areas. So you can plot, look at it more and make a lot of more discussion. You can use this side to adjust the plot. So I will ask you to play around using this to adjust. So let's do some other plots and then we can call it good to go. So let's go here, same file. Now we've done this, we've done. So let's see bibliographic coupling. So let's see bibliographic coupling between authors. So I'll show you what is the meaning of this criteria, so you can do the setting yourself, play along. So check the corresponding 2028. These are not authors, I don't think these are names. So you can always try to remove those that you think they are not keyword. Sometimes you can look at the keywords and you see like country, look at the keyword, we saw Africa in it, so you can remove those things if you think they are not. Always try to clean this data. So here we also see the coupling between authors also. So we can do more. There are more you can do. The more you can do, we've done citation. We have cited source, cited reference, co-citation, cited authors. Let's see. So let's minimum number of citations of an author. Let's increase this to authors with highest at least 100 citations. So we have this. So we have the authors with the most citations. Remember we did document, the most cited document. So these are authors with the most citations in this. So we can decide to put this as a table or to plot it or to plot a graph. So let's see the graph running. So as you can see, these are the co-citations. Yeah, people are trying to write together. So let's see, yeah, we have 4 clusters. So you can always talk about this and make a lot of discussion. So guys, I've taken you through how you can use the VOS to make a lot of analysis, and this is just a few I've done. There's a lot more you can do with this to play along with it. And as I told you, the WhatsApp group will be kept open. If you have any question, if you have anything, hey, reach out to me and then I'll be there to help you out. So thank you for watching and see you and hear from you. Thank you.